Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Chicago Fire's Daniel Kyri teases limited time return for his character Darren Ritter. Daniel Kyri's Darren Ritter rides again, or will he? Though the actor and his fellow Chicago Fire co-star Jake Lockett were reportedly not returning to the NBC firefighter procedural, should the series be renewed, Kyri teased in an Instagram story featuring co-stars Hanako Greensmith and Jocelyn Houdan, and posted this week that he is back, for a limited time only, per Entertainment Weekly. Houdan, whose character Lila Novak was promoted to a series regular ahead of season 13, also shared a picture from set on Monday, August 4, on her Instagram story, featuring Kyri, David Eigenberg, Christian Stolt, Miranda Ray Mayo, and Brandon Laracquent. DCIDER reached out to NBC for confirmation and comment. Kyri made his Chicago Fire debut in Season 7, starring on the series through Season 13, which ended on May 21. He's also made appearances as Ritter on fellow One Chicago shows Chicago PD and Chicago Med. Soaps.com reported last month that Michael Bradway, the actor behind Jack Damon on Chicago Fire, who is set to star in Prime Video's every summer after, will not return for Season 14. Damon has been cast as Charlie in the series adaptation of Carly Fortune's 2022 novel. According to a July 28 network press release, One Chicago returns on Wednesday, October 1, with the premieres of Chicago Med, Chicago Fire, and Chicago PD's new seasons occupying a 3-hour block from 8 to 11 p.m. on NBC. While Chicago Fire will launch its 14th season this fall, Chicago Med kicks off Season 11 and Chicago PD begins Season 13. When fans of Chicago Fire think about heart, loyalty, and humor inside Firehouse 51, Darren Ritter's name almost always comes up. Played by Daniel Kyri since Season 7, Ritter has become one of the unsung heroes of the One Chicago universe, a character who, while not always at the center of the blaze, brings depth, levity, and compassion to every storyline he touches. That's why when news broke that Daniel Kyri was set for a limited-time return, fans felt both excited and uneasy. After all, the words limited time carry a sting in a world where beloved characters often leave as suddenly as they arrive. So what does Kyri's tease mean for Ritter, for Firehouse 51, and for the Chicago Fire audience who has grown so attached to him? Let's break it down. Ritter's journey at Firehouse 51. Since joining the show in Season 7, Ritter has been the quiet but reliable force. Introduced as a rookie firefighter who struggled with confidence, Ritter quickly proved that he had both courage and compassion in spades. Viewers watched him learn from veterans like Herman and Bowden, navigate terrifying calls, and slowly carve out his space in the Brotherhood of 51. Unlike some of the bigger, more dramatic arcs involving explosions, betrayals, or near-death experiences, Ritter's storyline has often thrived in the smaller moments. His friendship with Gallo and Violet, his comedic timing when tensions ran high, and his ability to ground the emotional chaos of the firehouse. Ritter has been the glue between younger and older generations of firefighters, an anchor that reminds fans why they fell in love with Chicago Fire in the first place. That's why the announcement of his limited-time return doesn't just sound like a scheduling update. It feels like a potential crossroads for the character. Daniel Kyri's tease. Limited time. In recent interviews, Daniel Kyri dropped just enough hints to keep fans buzzing. He confirmed that Ritter would be back in upcoming episodes, but emphasized the phrase limited time. The wording immediately set off speculation. Does it mean Ritter is making a short guest appearance before departing permanently? Is it a creative choice tied to a specific storyline, or is it simply a scheduling issue tied to Kyri's commitments outside of Chicago Fire? For fans, the lack of clarity is both exciting and nerve-wracking. Ritter has become a fan favorite, not necessarily because of splashy drama, but because he feels like family. He's the firefighter you'd want watching your back in real life, which makes the idea of him leaving all to fans. When Chicago Fire introduced Ritter, the show gave fans a new kind of firefighter. He wasn't the stereotypical alpha type. Instead, he was soft-spoken, empathetic, and unapologetically himself. Ritter's presence also marked an important step in representation. His storylines touched on what it means to be openly gay in the world of firefighting, and Kyri brought those moments to life with authenticity. Fans connected deeply with Ritter because he felt like a different kind of hero. Not every act of bravery comes from running headfirst into flames. Sometimes it comes from standing your ground, being yourself, and showing compassion in moments of chaos. Ritter embodied that message, and his bond with Violet and Gallo became one of the most heartwarming friendships on the show. What a limited time return could mean. So what does Kyri's phrasing actually suggest? There are several possible scenarios. 1. A goodbye arc. One of the most obvious interpretations is that Ritter's limited time return sets up a farewell storyline. Chicago Fire has a history of giving beloved characters meaningful exits. Think Gabby Dawson, Otis, or Severide's on and off absences. If Ritter is heading out, fans might expect an emotional arc that honors his contributions to 51 and gives closure to his relationships, especially with Gallo and Violet. 2. A transitional role. Another possibility is that Ritter's return bridges a gap in the larger One Chicago storyline. With so many moving parts, characters rotating, spin-offs intertwining, Ritter could play a pivotal but short-lived role in connecting arcs. Maybe he steps in for a high-stakes call, or his personal life sparks a storyline that impacts the firehouse before he departs again. 3. An actor's scheduling conflict. Daniel Kyri's career is expanding outside of Chicago Fire, and limited time could simply reflect scheduling logistics. Many actors in long-running series take on fewer episodes as they juggle new projects. If that's the case, Ritter may not be leaving permanently. He might just be appearing in a reduced capacity this season. The emotional stakes at Firehouse 51. Whatever the reason, Ritter's limited time return will carry heavy emotional stakes for Firehouse 51. His absence has already been felt, particularly by his Three Musketeers crew with Gallo and Violet. That trio provided some of the show's most lighthearted and relatable moments, balancing out the heavier action sequences. Seeing them reunited, even temporarily, will surely give fans a mix of joy and bittersweet nostalgia. Harmon, too, will likely play a big role. Ritter has always looked up to him, and their surrogate father-son bond is one of the quiet treasures of the series. If Ritter is truly heading for an exit, expect some powerful scenes between them that remind viewers of how far Ritter has come since his rookie days. Fans react, excitement and fear. On social media, fans have already begun voicing their hopes and fears. Some are thrilled just to see Ritter back, even briefly, while others are bracing themselves for heartbreak. Comments like, "If they take Ritter from us, I'm done with the show," or "Don't let this be another Otis situation," flood fan pages. It's clear that Ritter represents more than just another firefighter. For many, he's the emotional heart of the younger generation at 51. Losing him would not just mean one less character, it would mean losing a piece of the firehouse's soul. Why the show needs Ritter. From a storytelling standpoint, Ritter fills a crucial niche. He represents the quieter kind of heroism, the steady presence amid the chaos, and the reminder that not every firefighter needs to be larger than life to matter. His friendship with Violet and Gallo is a cornerstone of the show's new generation, and his representation as a gay firefighter continues to push television in a more inclusive direction. Removing Ritter permanently could risk destabilizing that dynamic. Unless the show introduces another character with the same blend of authenticity and heart, the loss could leave a noticeable gap. Looking ahead, as fans wait for Ritter's return, one thing is certain: Daniel Kyri knows how to keep audiences invested. His tease of limited time might mean heartbreak, might mean transition, or might simply be a clever way to get fans talking. Either way, anticipation for his episodes is sky high. If it truly is the beginning of a goodbye, fans can at least expect Chicago Fire to give Ritter the send-off he deserves. Emotional, respectful, and reflective of the quiet but powerful impact he has had on Firehouse 51. And if it's just a temporary absence, fans will take comfort in knowing Ritter is still a part of the family, even if not in every episode.